foundation first. Typically, if I'm going to be doing something a little bit more dramatic on the eyes, I'll do foundation last. That way, if I make any mistakes, I'm not having to take foundation off and then retouch up. With that being said, again, I'm gonna start with foundation. For my foundation, I am using a mixture of the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. I'm mixing it with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation. The glow that you get from this and then the matte from this just make the perfect foundation cocktail. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend those two together with a Real Techniques Dampen Beauty Blender. Okay, so this is a very full coverage look. I just personally prefer this finish. I like a very glass kind of porcelain doll type finish. So I'm going to be taking my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the color Fair Beige, also important. For the foundation, I am 100 in for the Anastasia, and I am in the color Maracio. It's 710 for Juvia's Place. I am very fair. So it is hard to find foundations that stay true to color throughout the day and don't oxidize. And those do a fantastic job at staying true to being fair. Now I'm going to bake, and I'm going to be using my Morphe Translucent Setting Powder. This is their Bake and Set Powder. I just dump a generous amount into the lid. I'm just going to take my Dampen Beauty Blender, and then I'm going to press this right underneath the eye. Okay, so now that I look absolutely hilarious, we can move on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start contouring. I don't do a crazy contour, in my opinion. I just kind of more or less bronze and enhance the natural shadows of my face. So I'm just gonna take the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. This has been a holy grail product. I have used this for years and years and years, and the color is just fantastic. It's a very true brown. It's just a matte brown, and I actually use the brush that it comes with because I think it does a good job just to get in those areas really well. And I'm all about not having to purchase extra product or extra items, so just using what it comes with does the job for me. And I do apply it pretty heavily, but that's because I'm gonna take my Real Techniques brush. I have no idea what this is even called. It's just a fluffy powder brush. I've had this brush for years. Honestly, probably toss it because it's, I don't know. I mean, I do a good job cleaning it, but it's many, many years old. So I'm just gonna take it and kind of work this bronzer in a little bit. So for my eyes, I'm just going to apply mascara today. This is just, again, framing my face out. This isn't doing a whole lot of extra. It's just kind of enhancing my natural features. So what I like to do is just do a really bold lash. So for that, I use 3 different products. I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, the L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and the L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black. So it's just these 3. I get them when it's like buy 2 get 1 free or something like that, and then you can get a really good deal. While I'm doing the primer, I'm just gonna chat really quick about my opinions on mascara. Personally, I don't purchase prestige brand mascaras just because you really should toss your mascara out like after about a month, just because of, you know, for bacteria purposes and things like that, and they kind of dry out. So for me, I can't validate spending the $23, $25 on a mascara that I'm just gonna toss out. Also, I really haven't found a prestige mascara that I am just like over the moon for. I feel like I can get the same result. So now I'm gonna go in while that primer is kind of drying and blend out this like baking situation here. I don't let my mascaras completely dry in between applications or in between layers. Hello. Oh well, it's okay. But I like to let them get a little bit dry. That way they're not super wet in between and get real clumpy. So I'm just taking, this little baby here is trying to ruin my day. But I'm gonna go back and finish up the complexion. So I just do an L on my face just because I have more of a round face. So I just do an L, and this, to me, it just kind of elongates my face and gives it a more of a slimmer look. For my highlighter, I am using a Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. This is one of my favorite products ever. It's about $6 and it is amazing. So I just, again, apply this pretty heavy-handedly because when I go to blend everything in together, I don't want my product to just disappear. I want it to still kind of show up, and so I find by doing it a little bit heavier initially, I'm able to blend everything together and still be able to see it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but to me it does. Anyways, for my blush, I have been loving this Lancome blush. It is the shade 371 Shimmer Pink Fling, and it is this like obnoxious hot pink. Like that's too much, but I like it, and I just take it on this random, what brand is this? It's EcoTools brush, and I'm just gonna start in the apples of my cheeks. To me, this just kind of goes hand in hand with that like China doll, porcelain doll kind of look, like the really pink cheeks and then the shiny, and really been feeling this look lately. Going back with my Real Techniques brush and just blending everything together. So my apologies if the frame looks a little bit different. My phone just died. So I'm taking the Voluminous Original and I'm gonna give my lashes some volume. For makeup in general, it's all personal, it's preference. So while there are like, you know, generic rules and regulations for applying your makeup, it's really what you feel most comfortable with and you feel most confident with, and what you feel like works best to enhance your natural features. So for me, for my brows, I just kind of follow along the natural brow, making it a little bit thicker, filling in the gappy areas. I don't do anything super artsy when it comes to like feathering out the beginning, solely because I just can't do it. I tried and it looks horrible, okay? So I just do it how, you know, my natural brows are. For my brows, I use the Anastasia Dip Brow. This is an amazing, amazing product. It will last you forever. It says it's only supposed to be 6 months, but I use it for like literally a year. I really don't strive for my brows to be exactly the same. Obviously, I want them to be in the same family, but if they're not perfect, This step is 100% optional, but I just like to do it to kind of clean up the edge. I'm not one of these people that has like A+ brows. I'm more like a B- brow, and I'm okay with that. I really am. So that's it for brows. I'm gonna go back in with the telescopic mascara and really focus it on the tips of my lashes just to kind of get it at them as long as I possibly can. Now I'm just gonna go back and do finishing touches. So I'm just gonna take my Hoola bronzer and a fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M433. And I'm just gonna put this right in the crease of my eye. Then I'm just gonna take my Wet n Wild highlighter, woo, and just put a little bit on my finger and put that right at the inner corner. So the very final step is lips. So lips. This is actually one of my friend's brands. Her name is Haley Wade, and she's got her own cosmetic line of lipsticks, and it's called Haley Marie's Vanity, and I'm telling you, this is amazing. I think this is about $15 plus shipping. The consistency, the stay power, the color, everything is amazing. I am super, super proud of her. Definitely go check her out on Instagram. She is a makeup artist. She does makeup for events and things like that. She is next level. She is really, really going places, and I was super excited to see her just going for it, you know, just going for her own brand. So anyways, this is the color Lustrous Latte. So it's like this brown, it's kind of showing up pink, but it's like taupey color. Usually I wouldn't have gone for this color, but I wanted something different. Personally, I don't like when my lipsticks are super pigmented. If I'm gonna do a bright color, I want it to be like a bright pink. So I'm just gonna blot the majority of this down to make it a little bit more subtle. And no, I don't line my lips. My mom is probably shaking her head because you've got to line your lips, but I feel like I look silly when I line my lips. I don't know, I feel like I just look silly. Maybe it's because I have a super small top lip and it overpowers it. I don't know. I really don't know the answer. But this is the finished look. Just to kind of recap, my 5 tips for really framing your face and enhancing your natural features are obviously going to be number 1, complexion, getting the coverage that you want, whether it's just something super light like a BB cream or if it's something more full coverage. Secondly would be contouring your face, giving a little bit of depth, giving a little bit of shadow, your lashes, your eyes, doing something to kind of accentuate them. Brows are gonna be your biggest thing. So even if I'm not wearing any makeup, if I'm just hanging around, I always put my brows in just because I literally look like a naked mole rat. Yeah, without eyebrows. So I really want to get mine microbladed, but in due time. So, and then the final thing is going to be lips. So idealistically, lining your lips really makes a huge difference, but personally I do not like it. And again, makeup is very personal, very preference based, so you really have to go for it and do what you like and what you figure works, or what you find works best with your skin. This is something that you can really perfect and get down really quickly. Hope you guys found this video a little informational. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.